What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Ghetto, here with another episode of Ghetto Sports here on the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show. Listen, man, I'm about to just jump right into it, bro. It is just one thing that we need to talk about today, and that is the fight that we have been waiting for that happened this past weekend on July 29th. Complete, total domination. Terence Crawford against the truth, Errol Spence. I mean, listen, this right here was a complete massacre, and nobody expected this. Now, listen, I did say that I felt like Bud had the edge and that Bud would win, and I also did say that I didn't believe that it was going the distance because of how good and tactical each of these fighters were and the power that each of them possess. But honestly, on Saturday night, it looked like only one person had power. Legacy. We watched it, brother. We watched it together. Like,
yes, sir.
What did you think? Like, what was going through your mind when you was watching this fight?
First of all, I just want to say congratulations for putting together such a dope fight night, man.
Hey.
Fight night at the Flow Studio.
Yes, sir.
Presented by Mr. Ghetto himself and Ghetto Sports, man. We had at least 30 plus people here. About 30.
Yeah. It was a nice little crowd.
Yeah, it was a nice crowd. Nice crowd.
Nice little crowd.
We had a lot of people that canceled that couldn't make it, so we had about another 20 that would have been here. But
facts.
Congrats, man, on such a dope event, man. Now the fight.
Yes, sir.
I told you I was going for Bud, baby.
Yeah.
I told you I was going for Bud.
Yeah. But then you said you changed.
I
It was like
I said I
you think you want to go
like,
for Spence because he's Jamaican.
I like Spence because he's Jamaican, but Spence ain't no chump, man. And I hate the fact that for the casual fans looking at this massacre, the casual fans think Errol Spence is just a walkover.
Yeah.
And that's so far from the truth. He's
so
a
far
three
from the
times. He's a world champion with three different belts, bro.
Yeah, unified. He was the unified champion. WBC, IBF, and I believe WBO.
And
you
it's
know
like
it's
crazy. I did not expect the fight to be so one-sided. However, Terence Crawford proved that there's so many different levels to this. Like we always thought that between me and you talking, right? We always say that there was A-class fighters, B-class fighters. Mm-hmm. B-class fighters are good.
Yeah.
Great fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you got your A-class fighters, and we always put the Crawfords and the Spences in that type of category with the of course Ali, the Mayweathers of the world, the Tyson Furies of the world, and so on and so forth.
Facts.
But Crawford showed that there was another level to just being A-class that was crazy.
Yes.
And it was just like
A+ class, I guess.
Bro, A++. A++.
It
was a freaking.
It was a boxing
clinic.
It was a boxing lesson,
and it don't even make sense, bro. And I know a lot of people talking about, Spence could have been weight. Nah, because even looking at the All Access, he had a nutritionist.
Yeah.
Even him being I saw a picture of him at 147. Years ago and 147 now, and he looked way muscular. Like he had a whole nutrition plan. So you can't say that he was drained and he was this, he was that. He just got outclassed.
Yeah. Because even Bud says that, 147 is kind of tough for him.
It was hard for him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people got to understand, like, yes, their bodies, but even the older you get, the harder it is for you to lose that weight as well. You know what I'm saying? Not using that as an excuse. I'm just saying, but that is a natural fact. Yeah. So you can use that same. But why I'm saying that is because you can use that same excuse for Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? You can easily say, oh, well, he's a natural 147. Yeah, maybe at 26, 27 years old, but not at 36. You know what I mean? Like, not at 36. So
that's tough. Anyway.
Yeah, man. But that performance was Floyd Mayweather-esque.
Absolutely.
Like,
I think that's the first thing I said to you at the fight.
Yeah. No, that was
a Mayweather clinic.
That was a Mayweather clinic, and the crazy thing is, to me, out of all of the fights that I've seen Bud, out of all of his fights, I done seen him dominate fighters. I have seen him, go in battles with people and get caught and get rocked. I have, as good as Errol Spence is, I have never seen him dominate a fighter like that.
Nah, because you definitely have to rise to the occasion of the fighter that you're at. Right. And Crawford, knowing that Spence is not a chump, you have to come with your A game.
You have to.
Because let's not act like if you're not on your P's and Q's and Spence catch you, bro, but you're caught.
But look how genius they are, even his camp. And remember, I told you, I said, one of the things as we was talking about the All Access episodes that we was watching.
Yeah.
And I told you, I said, I'm not using this as an excuse. I said, but excuse me, I'm sorry. One of the things that I noticed in the All Access as far as they camps is that it seemed like Errol Spence camp was like celebrity driven, like all the top fighters and all of that stuff.
Anthony Joshua,
Charlos,
Ryan,
Ryan Garcia, all that stuff. All these big name fighters, these celebrities, and all of them talking about this is the. But Terence Crawford, he was in his zone. He was in his zone. It was just his people. You barely saw anybody else except for his trainer and the other couple of people and his kids. Yeah. Like, you didn't really see nobody else. No distractions. Locked in doggone Colorado in high altitude, so his stamina is going to be immaculate. You know what I mean? Like, man, like, he is just on a different level. Now, I do want to ask you this. Based off of this fight, of course, now everybody's saying he's pound for pound number one, which I don't disagree with at all.
You talking about Crawford?
Yeah, Crawford. Terence Crawford. Pound for pound. He been pound for pound. Yeah, but but people are saying this solidified it. This solidified it. Do you believe that this solidified him being the face of boxing over Tank Davis?
Actually, well, this is my thing. For his weight class, of course. Mm-hmm. Face of boxing. Now the question is, what goes into the face of boxing? Mm-hmm. Being categorized as the face of boxing.
Yeah.
Is it your record, or is it the butts you put in the seats? Is it the pay-per-views you sell? Because if we're going by record, Tank record, Crawford's record is 40-0.
Yeah, 40-0.
So Tank's record isn't that. Mm-hmm. But if you're talking about butts in the seats, there's nobody that can compare to Tank Davis.
Nobody. And the thing of it,
that's numbers. That ain't what Legacy and Yeto think.
And purse-wise as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Purse-wise as well.
And you can't compare it.
If people notice, like, Tank does not care about belts.
Absolutely not.
He does not care about the belts.
He'll vacate and move up.
He doesn't care about the belts whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because he's operating in the business of boxing while he's entertaining. He's putting on shows. He started this whole trend of the big fights.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's because he followed the Mayweather path.
But that's what I mean. I ain't talking about in history. He started the path of.
You talking
I'm just
about
talking about now.
Oh yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
talking about this because big fighters haven't been fighting each other since the Mayweathers and them.
But remember, I told you.
Yeah.
I told you, this Tank and Ryan fight. Mm-hmm. Was going to set off a ripple effect. And I know we got to go.
Yeah.
It was going to set off a ripple effect in boxing because it's going to force the big fights to happen. If you notice, after that, Haney and Lomo fought.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now you got Terence Crawford and Spence.
Yep.
Now you got
Charlo
and Canelo.
Like,
it started, and only the face of boxing can make that happen.
Yeah.
Now I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
And it's probably my last question. Prime Mayweather versus Prime Crawford. Who you got?
I'm taking Prime Mayweather all day. I think it'll be a good fight. I think it'll be a very good fight. I wouldn't say that Mayweather would dominate Crawford. However, Mayweather is the originator. He's
Mayweather. But Mayweather
Crawford
has never fought someone like Crawford though.
Crawford has never fought nobody like Mayweather.
Now we've seen
Mayweather has fought any type of boxer you can think of. Mayweather resume. Mayweather has about probably 10 to 15 fighters on Hall of Fame fighters on his resume.
I'm not saying because I also think I would go Mayweather.
But he's faster. Mayweather's faster than Crawford. He's faster than Crawford. Power wise, of course you give to Crawford. However,
Mayweather is used to fighting power fighters.
He's used to fighting power fighters, but also people underestimate Mayweather's power as well. Because Mayweather at the beginning of his career was a power puncher. He stopped. He changed his style when he kept breaking his hand. And that's when he started just going for the points and just doing the pops and stuff like that. But Mayweather he was knocking people out.
I think prime Crawford versus a prime Mayweather would be one of those we've never seen. But the scary part, right? Mm-hmm. The scary part is knowing that Crawford can rise to an exceptional level to whatever talent he's placed in front of him.
That's true.
That's the scary part. Because it's like you don't know.
Yeah.
Really don't know.
This is my last statement, and then we definitely got to go. I hear what you're saying. He definitely rises to the
I'm rocking with Mayweather, though. I just want to make that.
I got you. No, I know you are. And this is just in general that I'm saying this. People also got to realize, like, if you really pay attention to boxing, if you really paid attention to Mayweather, after Mayweather defeated Ricky Hatton, outside of that Sugar Shane Mosley fight, he is not for anybody for real. He played with every opponent. And when I mean play with him, he came in there, collected the check, got the points. He didn't really give them his arsenal. He had to with Shane Mosley.
Pac-Man wasn't an easy fight. It wasn't a walkthrough fight.
It wasn't a walkthrough fight, but he knew that if you pay attention to Mayweather, he did not. I'm telling you,
he knew he won, but the Pac-Man fight was close.
I know it was close. Don't understand what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm not saying that some of his fights weren't close. What I'm saying is Mayweather would do just enough to win. He wouldn't give the full arsenal.
He didn't unload.
He didn't unload like he did with Shane Mosley when he got caught because he felt like he had to. He had to show. He wanted to give Shane Mosley a boxing lesson. Mayweather always fought backing up counterpunch. After that Ricky Hatton fight. After the Ricky Hatton fight, he always did. Before the Ricky Hatton fight, Arturo Gatti, Ricky Hatton, and every fight before that, he always came forward. After that, he didn't do that no more. He was a counterpuncher, 1-2, get out the way.
Did he fought Hatton after Oscar?
Gotti. He fought
Hatton after
Arturo Gatti.
I'm not talking about. I know he fought him after Gotti.
Yeah.
But when did Oscar fall in that? Because the Oscar fight was.
I think he fought.
He fought Oscar before. No,
even the Oscar fight, he didn't. And Oscar was much bigger than him. But even the Oscar fight, if you go back and look at that fight, that wasn't even like that. First of all, it wasn't really an entertaining fight. It wasn't an entertaining fight, and I love Mayweather, but it wasn't really an entertaining fight. He did enough to collect the points.
Nah, I think the Oscar fight, because up to the Oscar De La Hoya fight, Mayweather was always the B-side. Mayweather was the B-side up until in the Oscar fight, he was the B-side.
Yeah, he was.
And it wasn't until the Oscar fight when he solidified himself as an A fighter.
Yeah, I know.
So now was the Oscar fight before or after Ricky
That's a good
Hatton?
question. I don't remember.
I know
the Gotti fight was before Oscar.
Even with Hatton, he was the B-side. Because Hatton had the belts.
Hatton did have the belt.
Exactly. He was the B-side.
You're right.
So that's what I'm saying. Was it before or after? Yeah. Because the Oscar fight, I feel like he had to really. He was in his bag on that De La Hoya fight. Coming in the Mexican colors on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, no, he was in, but he
better
didn't really
come in your bag.
But Mayweather was. I mean, De La Hoya was old at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm tired of hearing that.
No. I ain't knocking it. I ain't taking nothing away from him. I'm just saying he really didn't have to put in his bag. But check this out, man. We gotta go, man. But that's all we got for here on Those Sports here on the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show. But before you go, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe bell.
Wait, please, wait. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who does Crawford fight next?
I don't want him. I don't want the rematch. He calling out Charlo.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you on the head. Who does he fight next? Because who's next?
He calling out Charlo at 154.
Man, he
calling out Charlo. That's really the only person that I could see him going up to fight.
I see either the rematch or Charlo. That's it, bro.
Yeah, I don't think the rematch should happen though. But anyway,
I'm sorry. I had to.
Now
finally, people want to know.
That's all for Those Sports here on the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show. But before you go to YouTube, hit the subscribe bell, bing, click the subscribe button, boom. Until next week with the latest news and updates with love from heaven above, you know what it is. Yeah, though.